Alrighty everyone, in today's episode we will be kicking it off with our Caravan's first service at 1,000 kilometres, plus we will be diving into why it is so important to get that done. Alrighty guys, we're here with Aaron from Adelaide RV. He's going to be having a bit of a run through with you guys as to why you do a 1,000k service on your van and what they do. We'll also share what actually happens during the service to make sure everything is ready to go.
After that, we're off to one of our favourite station stays in South Australia to test everything out and top up our supplies at our favourite butcher. But that's just the start. Stick around because we will be announcing where we are headed next, and trust us, you won't want to miss it.
Now, we also stopped in at Woolies just to make sure that we had absolutely everything we needed food-wise and all that sort of gear, because we're actually heading...
We are standing outside of Adelaide RV's service centre here for our first Caravan service.
Yeah, that's right. So when you've done 1,000 Ks on a brand new Caravan, they basically get you to come into a service centre, do a once-over of it, check a few things out, grease a few things up and all of that, just to make sure everything is 100%. And as Jess said, we're here at Adelaide RV in Adelaide, obviously. They are the distributors for Goldstream in South Australia, so we know we're going to be in good hands. What we're going to do is get the van moved inside, and we're going to have a bit of a chat with Aaron, who's one of the service techs here, and he's going to run you guys through what it is that gets done on the first 1,000k service.
And also why you have to do it, or should do it.
Yeah. Alrighty guys, we're here with Aaron from Adelaide RV. He's going to be having a bit of a run through with you guys as to why you do a 1,000k service on your van and what they do to make sure everything's ready to go.
Awesome. Well, yeah, here we got this Goldstream CPX booked in for its first service. So one of the main reasons that we do the first service is basically maintaining your manufacturing warranty. So we'll go over the van, check the undercarriage, check the internals, any faults that we find. We'll take photos, document them, and either fix it on the spot if we can, or if not, we can order the parts in, do it at a later stage. But basically it's all documented, and you're not going to run into any issues later on.
Nice, very, very nice. Yep. So when it comes to suspension and wheel bearings and all that sort of stuff, that all gets going on?
Yep. So all the first services, their vans are jacked up, wheels are taken off, the hubs all inspected. Yep. Basically suspension, tyre pressures, plumbing, the electrical, check the power points, any other sort of additions you might have, like Sirocco fans, just make sure it's all working. Cameras, all that stuff is all covered. Obviously bring it in for the first service. You know, you've done your 1,000 Ks or 3 months. You've had some time to actually use the van.
Yep.
And you're going to come up with little issues that you've found along the way.
Yep.
Most of the time the customers will have like a list that they bring to our attention. We can go through them on the day and then either rectify it or get parts in for later on.
Thankfully so far we've hit the 1,000 Ks in probably about a week, as we typically do. So at the moment we don't really have a list of anything that needs attention because everything's been really, really good so far. So we're just looking forward to getting this as a bit of a once over, make sure everything's greased up, make sure it's all ready to go. Yep. If you find stuff, it'll probably be news to us.
Well, that's it. And it doesn't matter either if, you know, we're the ones that sell you the van or another dealership. As long as we document these issues, you know, and you're travelling through, you know, you're going around Australia or whatever, you can always pull into another dealership and they can do the work for you as well.
There you go.
So, you know, just because you don't buy the van from us doesn't mean we can't do the work.
Perfect. No, that's really, really handy to know actually, because then anybody can, like you said, if they're doing the lap, come on through, have a chat with you guys, get the van serviced, and every 10,000 Ks otherwise, is it?
Yeah, pretty much.
So if you are hitting any milestone 10,000 Ks, look up Adelaide RV, get yourself booked in, come in, get a service and get it done. Anyways, we better let you get on with it and get out of your way so you can finish it all up.
Awesome. Cheers. Beautiful.
Well, this does not look like Adelaide RV Service Centre anymore.
No, it is not.
We've already gone and picked up the van, and just wanted to say a massive thank you to everybody there. You did a fantastic job. They went through the whole van, they checked all the wheel bearings, they checked all the suspension, pumps, electricals, checked everything top to bottom, and everything was great, so that's a really good thing.
So thank you, Adelaide RV Service Centre. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, we
Especially
do.
For squeezing us in.
Yeah, short notice, so thank you very, very much for that. But now we've headed slightly west of Adelaide already. Jess, where are we?
We are in Lochiel.
Yeah, and we're currently standing in the middle of a salt lake so that we can go out and check out the Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah, we're at Lake Bumbunga.
Lake Bumbunga with the Loch Ness Monster, which looks a whole lot like that. We'll show you more of that one in a second. But if you haven't gathered, we've started our journey west, which we're really excited for. And tonight and the next few nights, we're just going to be spending a bit of time out at a station stay, just to have a bit of a wind down and get ready to really head west. But we'll tell you more about the station that we're staying at soon. But right now, we'll show you about this Loch Ness Monster and then get on the road.
Let's do it.
Yep.
Lochiel has a new monster. Rising from the edge of Lake Bumbunga, Loch Eel is the latest twist on the town's legendary Lochiel monster. The original, which was made from tyres and metal, stood for decades before nature and people took its toll. But now, this eerie new 10-metre-long sculpture by local mechanic Wayne Dennis ensures the legend lives on. With its glowing yellow eyes and twisting body, Loch Eel looms over the lake, keeping watch over all who pass by. So next time you're driving through, stop for a photo, if you dare.
After spending some time in Lochiel, it was time to hit the road again. This time, we were heading to one of our favourite stations near Port Augusta for a couple of days of rest and relaxation. It was also the perfect chance to test the van off-grid before we head further west, seeing how it handles remote camping and making sure everything is working just as it should. With wide open spaces, incredible views and that peaceful outback feel, this spot is always a favourite of ours. We couldn't wait to settle in and soak it all up.
After a couple hours drive, we arrived at Spear Creek. Checking in was a breeze. The staff were welcoming and full of local knowledge.
Depending on what you're up for, but they both finish at this fence line, so you just go as far as you like.
From there, it was a short but scenic drive out to our campsite in the bush camping area. Tucked away among the trees, with views of the Flinders Ranges all around, it felt like the perfect spot to switch off and relax.
Well, that day turned out to be a whole lot longer than we expected.
It sure was.
Yeah.
We had to get the van serviced.
Yep.
And then drive out here. It was only 300 k's, but it took a little bit longer than expected. We stopped a few times.
Yeah.
And it just felt like a long day.
It did. I mean, like, the van didn't take very long to get serviced, so the guys did a fantastic job on that. And yeah, we got no dramas there, but stop and get some fuel, stop and get some food, make sure all the water tanks are full, just all that sort of gear. So it ended up being a lot longer than we planned it out to be. I think it's almost 6 o'clock or something now, which is not a huge day, but yeah.
It drags out a bit.
It does. Now, in regards to where we actually are, you may or may not have seen it. I don't know if I've edited with the name in there or not yet, so you'll find out when I do some editing. But we're at Spear Creek Holiday Park, which is just outside of Port Augusta. We've been here before, only a few months ago actually, but we didn't really get to do a whole lot out here because of a certain reason.
Yeah, because I had my broken ankle.
Yeah. Yeah, Jess had a broken ankle through December and January, I think it was.
Yeah.
So we weren't able to do the hikes or anything out here, and apparently there's a couple of really nice sunrise, sunset type spots that we're going to have a bit of a look at over the next couple of days. But realistically, the main reason we're out here is we need to test the van out to make sure that it's going to be all good to go off-grid. The service is good that we just done on it, so we know the suspension, the bearings and all that sort of stuff is good. But we just want to test out the solar, test out the pumps, test out the water tanks, see what our usage is like and all that sort of thing, and just make sure that we're kitted up, ready to go for proper off-grid when we get out there. That, and because this is a really cool station stay. So when you come in, you can go into the powered section, which is kind of near the reception area. Does it cost extra for power?
Yeah, it does.
So I think it's about $35 a night for power, $30 a night for unpowered. But what we do, rather than stay down that area where everybody else is you can go into what's called the bush camping, head out through a gate through the back end of the property or towards the back of the property, and you come out into these big, huge bush campsites and stuff, which is quiet, calm, peaceful. Nobody else around at the moment.
Yeah.
But it is, what is it, start of March.
Yep.
So of course it's going to be pretty quiet out here. It's forecast to be 38 tomorrow as well. So.
Yay.
Anyways, we're waffling on a bit, but I think tonight we're just going to sit down, have a couple of drinks, unless you're wanting to do the sunset hike.
Don't know, haven't thought that far ahead.
So she didn't just jump at the option for a hike, so that's really strange.
We've still got tomorrow night. I'm
going to jump on that and sit there and go, well, that might be tomorrow's problem. But for now, I'm going to sit down and have a couple of beers, watch the sunset from camp. See you all tomorrow.
Bye.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
As you can see, our site is just back there. It's a little site called The Island. But because it's going to be at 38, 39 degrees today, we're going to head out on a little walk, hike type thing nice and early. It's one that Jess wanted to do last time we stayed out here, but like we said, busted ankle, so couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Don't really know much about it, but...
It's 5K's return, that's about all we know. What we think.
Yeah.
We hit a fence line and then we have to turn around. That's
all
they said.
2.5 out, 2.5 back. But either way, we're going to go and get that done nice and early. Sun's only just starting to creep up now, so should be nice.
Right, let's do it. Let's stop procrastinating.
Yeah.
The Deep Creek Trail at Spear Creek offers a unique and challenging hiking experience in South Australia's rugged southern Flinders Ranges. Stretching over 7 kilometres, even though we thought it was only 5, this trail takes you through gorges lined with native cypress pine trees, ascending into the stunning ranges. It's a more demanding trail, best suited for experienced hikers, as the terrain includes steep ascents and varying conditions. Be sure to bring appropriate footwear, ample water, and be prepared for the ever-changing weather conditions typical of the Flinders Ranges. And perhaps bring a map so you can find out that you actually didn't make it to the end.
Well, we think we've made it to the end of this little trail. We say we think we have because it kind of just comes up to what, in the wet season would be a waterfall back up that way. But the trail just sort of comes to its natural end.
Yeah. We've kind of been following like a fence line along, and we were told that once we hit a fence line, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
The hike itself is probably more a journey, enjoying the journey rather than enjoy the destination. So, which is fine.
Yeah. No, look, the scenery along through the hike and everything was absolutely beautiful. Watching the sunrise come up through the trees and just looking at
the
everything.
colours.
Plenty of kangaroos around and stuff like that too, which is really cool.
And goats.
But I think for now we're probably just going to... Oh, was it 3Ks by the way, wasn't it?
Yeah, about 3Ks.
Just over 3Ks from the start sign. So, so we'll head on back out of here and get back to camp and have some breakfast because somebody's getting hungry.
I'm not.
See, told you. After returning to camp and enjoying some breakfast, we decided to take a stroll around the main camping area, checking out the camp kitchen, the laundry, and the other cabin accommodation that is available at Spear Creek. The rest of the day was all about relaxing and unwinding until dinner time, and then we set off to catch the sunset. Alrighty, absolute cracker of a dinner. The lamb out here is, really, really, really yummy. Good old saltbush Dorper lamb, and cooked well. Thanks, Jess.
That's right.
So apparently out here somewhere, There's what's called a sunset chair.
Yes.
That's about the best we know of it.
We're already lost because we're pretty sure we're not meant to be here.
Yeah, so we're just kind of wandering around trying to figure out where it is that we're supposed to go. I thought we could walk to it, but
I think we can, but I think we're totally in the wrong direction.
yeah, so if you see a cool sunset with us sitting on a chair, it's because we found it. If not, we'll try and find it tomorrow instead.
Because pretty sure this says no entry.
That sign right there says no entry, authorised personnel only. But there is a cool kangaroo just over there as well, so, you know, kangaroo.
And it's Joey.
Oh yeah, didn't see that.
So yeah, we'll see how we go.
Yeah,
Short-lived walk.
short-lived sunset.
We might have to go that way.
But the only thing I can see up that way is a driving
track, that one.
and the sign said no vehicles. Anyway, we'll figure it out. We'll see what happens. Might be tomorrow night sunset yet.
We're gonna miss sunset at the rate we're going.
No, we got about half an hour. I mean, it still looks cool here, but yeah.
Let's find something. We may be on the right track.
Yeah, found a sign.
Apparently.
So, funny enough, the Sunset Trail sign was orange. That one's orange and it points this way, so...
Genius, Alan, well done.
Yeah. Common sense prevails. Follow the signs. The problem is now we've got to...
Up the hill.
Up a hill.
After a bit of a walk, we managed to find a spot to watch the sunset. It might not have been the right spot, but at least the sunset was beautiful. Well, we found a sunset spot.
We did.
No chair.
No, so we really don't think it was the actual spot that we were supposed to go to, but we tried.
We will try again tomorrow.
We will.
We might find out from reception.
Yeah. Sunset was still quite pretty. Like it was a pretty sunset and everything, but I dare say there will be a better vantage point around here somewhere that we just don't know about.
Hopefully there is a better vantage point.
Sorry, I take that back. We do know about it, we just don't know where it is. Anyways, we're going to head back down before it gets too dark. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow morning. And when we figure out what it is that we're doing tomorrow morning.
Go for a walk.
Shock horror. Walk to reception to find out where the sunset spot is. See you tomorrow, guys.
Bye.
Good morning.
Morning.
Right, well, we are back up and at it. We've already had coffee, we've already had breakfast, so we're a whole lot more organised today than we were yesterday.
And we've got water in a bag.
Yeah, so we've actually got the backpack today. We're bringing all the water, and Jess has got her snacks, of course, as well.
Once we got back yesterday, we realised we were not even close to being at the end of where we were meant to be.
No, so I think we were still a kilometre away from the end of the hike yesterday, which is quite entertaining. That's what happens when you look at the map and actually look where you're supposed to be going.
Yes, so today we're going to go the other way, so
Yep.
down Spear Creek Trail.
Yeah.
So that one's 5 kilometres out, 5 kilometres back.
Yesterday was supposed to be 5
4.
kilometres in total.
No, 8 kilometres in total.
Cool, see, that's how organised I am.
So 4 kilometres out, 4 kilometres back.
And today's 5 out and 5 back.
Yes.
Alright, well, we'll take you along and see where we end up. Alright, let's go.
Okay. Spear Creek Station has a rich history dating all the way back to the 1800s. Originally established as a sheep station, it remains a working property today running Dorper, a South African breed known for thriving in arid conditions, as well as its campground and hiking trails. For this hike, we followed the old cast iron water pipe that once supplied Port Augusta with fresh water. Laid in 1865, this pipeline stretched from Wollondunga Spring, weaving through the rugged landscape. Even after all these years, sections of the pipe remain, offering a glimpse into the challenges of early engineering in the Outback. The Spear Creek Trail took us through rolling hills, dry creek beds, and scattered cypress pines before finally reaching the end of the pipeline. We made it to the end today.
We sure did. We know that because there's the fence
is
line.
here.
Came up a little bit quicker than we expected, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we cut a corner short or what, but...
You know how we said that we were a bit more prepared this time? We had, snacks and water and all of that. We still didn't bring the map with us, though. So we were still just winging it and hoping for the best. Basically, you just follow this old pipeline and it takes you upriver. So it's been just a nice, pretty scenic walk. Nothing strenuous or anything like that. Just really, really pretty.
Yeah.
Kangaroos and whatnot around the place too, which is cool. So
yesterday's walk was definitely harder, more challenging.
Yeah, so if you want the harder walk, go Deep Creek. If you want the easier walk, go Spear Creek. But yeah, I think we read somewhere that it was 5Ks and we've done almost 4. So again, like Jess said,
I think we cut some corners somewhere.
and if that's the case, that's fine. Still a beautiful walk. We're just going to have a bite to eat, have some water and whatnot, and head back to camp now and see what we do from there.
We're being a bit lazy.
We are, well, I am, because I'm driving instead of walking. But the good news is we found out where the sunset chair is, and it's a sunset log. And if we don't drive and walk, we will miss it. So
yeah, we will miss it. We're almost missing it now because it's going to dip below the range.
No, we will get there. We will get there.
The colours are pretty epic though.
Yeah. So in theory, next shot that you'll see is an absolutely stunning, beautiful sunset. But for the meantime, Jess has to get out and open up this gate.
Again.
But in the distance, you can actually see the sunset over the top there.
This time, we were actually able to find the sunset log, and we were all set to relax and watch the sunset, but instead we had an even better experience. We ran into Tom and Jai, who are the 4th generation owners of Spear Creek, and we spent the time chatting with them and also patting their beautiful little dog, or big dog, Daisy. Sometimes the best moments aren't the ones you plan. Oh, and the sunset wasn't that bad either.
After a great night spent chatting with new friends, morning had arrived, and unfortunately it was time to pack up and hit the road. But before leaving the area, we just had one last stop that we had to make. Alrighty, anytime you're coming through Port Augusta, you've got to make sure you stop in at this place and come and see Ben. Now, Ben, where are we?
Here in Port Augusta. All right, you're at 69 Commercial Road, Port Augusta, 864 22255 if you want to give us a call.
And the name of the place?
Port Augusta Meat Store.
That's the one. Now, anytime you're heading east or west, you've got to make sure you swing through here and come see Ben, because all of the meat that they do through here is pretty much the best that you can get. Last time we went across the Nullarbor, we made sure to stop in here, fill up our fridge, fill up our freezer, so we couldn't go past coming back again. Now, this is a family-run business?
Correct.
How many generations are we into now?
4th at the moment.
4th at the moment. And what time did you start here? What year was your way back then?
The Fullerton brothers bought the shop in 1903. My family have worked here, I'd say, pretty much almost since. As well as that, I had, my great uncle had, I'd assume, relatives that were in butcher's carts on trains like the Tea and Sugar and bits and pieces. So there's a bit of family history around the place. Yeah, I don't know. Just want to continue it and keep it going, keep it old school, and I know we'll rock with it.
And for anybody out there that doesn't know you, what's your social media handles and all that sort of thing?
You can get me on Instagram and Facebook at Off-Road Butcher Barbecue and at Port Augusta Meat Store.
Beautiful.
So, yeah, I don't know. Gives a bell.
Yep. If you ever need anything in this area, he's the guy that you need to look up.
Apparently.
Well, we're all well and truly stocked up on meat now. We've got plenty to hopefully last us for the next couple of weeks.
Thanks to the Port Augusta Meat Store.
Yeah, look, absolutely awesome meat, fantastic people and all that sort of stuff as well. So if you ever come through Port Augusta, make sure to stop in there, get all the meat and all the supplies you need from them. Really, really good prices, great product. Now, we also stopped in at Woolies just to make sure that we had absolutely everything we needed, food-wise and all that sort of gear, because we're actually heading west again. And where are we going, Jess?
We're heading across the Nullarbor.
Yeah. So the time has come for us to head straight across the Nullarbor again, back into WA, and we are absolutely hanging out for it. We're ridiculously excited. Of course, we are going to take all of you guys along. So please, if you have liked this video, make sure to give it a like, leave a comment down the bottom, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of the future ones.
Bye.
Biggest question, of course, is where is Jess? Oh, that's a shock horror. She's in the fridge. What do you got?
Krispy Kreme.
Ooh. All right, well, we're going to head out and look at the Lockie or Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah, I need some food though.
Oh, isn't that where you got the donut?
No, I might not go donut. Save that for later.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, that day certainly took a lot longer than we expected it to.
It sure did.
Yeah.
From getting the car serviced to driving out here was about
It's funny
300.
though, because we actually got the van serviced, not the car.
I said, oh, did I say car? From getting our van.
Sorry, can you see that ant? It was just. It wouldn't have been in the shot, but it was all I could focus on, and I was like, yeah.
We made it to the end.
No, I was going.
Do it again.
Okay.
My hair is annoying. Hello.
The outtakes are usually those noises.
That's it. Okay.
Multiple.
You don't even need to have it close to you.